Hi, I haven't done one of these for a while. Very good reason I haven't done one for a while, because I ran out of things to say about ADHD. I think there's only so much you can say before it gets same old, and very boring. And then it becomes a little contrived. So I stopped. But then I had something I want to talk about, and that's Jesus. Now, don't reach for the button, please hear me out, because I think there's something very useful from the course that I did recently for ADHDers. And that is, I did an Alpha course, and I came to the Alpha course because one, I saw the sign on the street as I was going to work every day, Alpha course coming soon, and two, my radio channel kept changing quite a few bandwidths to Life FM, and I started being bombarded with all these messages about Jesus. So I thought, well, I'll check out the Alpha course. And as it happens, it was really relaxed. There's no qualification that you have to have. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in Jesus. You don't have to have ever been to church. You go along, you get a meal, and we sat around a table, we watched a video, and we talked about it, and that was it. And we did that over a course of several weeks. I would strongly encourage people, if you want to know a little bit more about Jesus and you're in a place in your life where you're feeling a bit in a rut, and there's just something there that you can't quite focus on, but you know there's more, it's worth doing an Alpha course. Now, you can find out about those, so I don't need to bang on about them. But what I will say is, relevant to ADHD, I found one of the things we discussed to be very, very helpful, because it's a great anchor, and that is the power of prayer. So lots of people pray without believing in God. And in some respects, you don't have to believe in God to pray, and some people don't, and they call it, oh, I don't believe in God, but I do cosmic ordering. Well, why do you do cosmic ordering? Well, because I believe there's something out there which helps me. So you kind of believe in God then. Oh yeah, but I don't believe there's some white bloke on a cloud with long white robes. Me neither. In fact, my belief in God is that God isn't human, and God is beyond human comprehension. And let's face it, somebody who creates the entire universe is beyond human comprehension. There's so many questions. The Alpha course doesn't really discuss God much, but it does discuss Jesus and how Jesus died for our sins. Now, Jesus is a historical figure. Jesus existed. Whether you believe he did all the miracles and the signs of wonder that he did do is a matter for you. But the fact is, Jesus existed. He is a historical figure, and there's lots of evidence to prove that. But getting back to prayer. So prayer is a great anchor, and there's no real rules around prayer apart from really just getting yourself in the right frame of mind when you're ready to talk about your issues openly. And you can pray anywhere. You can pray out in nature, you can pray in your car. It's a time when you can concentrate, open yourself up to God, and just talk. So the way I do it is, I want to be a better person ultimately. And I look back in my life, and I haven't been very good at times. And have I sinned? Absolutely. Or rather, have some of my actions affected other people deeply? Yes, they have. Do I regret those? Absolutely I do. And will those people I sinned against ever forgive me? Probably not. But Jesus can give me that forgiveness, and I can move on, and try to do honour to that forgiveness by leading the best life I can. And the best way I do it is talk about what's happened during the day. Now, I had an incident when I was in the local supermarket, and the manager was dealing with a couple of rowdy youths, and I made a comment which I thought was humorous. She didn't. And then when she gave me my lotto ticket, she just handed it to me, and I was annoyed. I thought, she's been really rude here. And I was ticking about it. All the way around the shop, I was just annoyed and irritated about how rude she'd been. And I'm going to say something. No, don't say something. This is in my own head. I'm going to say something. No, don't say something. So I'm going to reason it. So what happened? Let's break it down to what happened. She was talking to another member of staff, also trying to deal with these 2 years, one of which had been banned from the store, and some old bald guy makes a wisecrack, which she didn't think was funny. Now, she was dealing with the situation, talking to another member of staff, handed me my ticket. So I broke it down and I thought about my actions, and then I decided, yeah, she was probably stressed, and actually what I thought was hilarious wasn't that funny, especially in this situation. And by getting angry about it, all I'd done was make it all about me. And when I look back on my life, I'd done that a lot. Made everything all about me, when actually what I really want to do is make my life about other people. So I've always been in service jobs because I love helping people. And here I am getting angry over something quite small. So by the time I got round again, I just smiled and at her, and that was it. But the spooky thing was, as I was walking out, there was a girl wearing a t-shirt which said, and I'll try and get this right, it said, "You are becoming the person you are meant to be. Change takes time." I thought, wow. So here I am. I've started praying. I'm recognizing I've done bad things in the past and I want to change. And here I am seeing a sign that recognizes I'm making the effort. And that's a lot of the time how God works. We get these little pushes, we get this guidance, we see or hear signs that tell us we're on the right path. So that's it really. The power of prayer. You can pray for anything you want, wherever you want. Some people pray for parking spaces. I know, personally, I think that's a little bit frivolous. I prefer to pray for world peace. But often I just pray for guidance to help me become a better person. And I do that by having a conversation with God. But also it helps by having that conversation, by going over things. We often get an answer to how we can improve. How can we do something better in that situation? And the first way I've come to the conclusion, I can do better things in future situations by breaking them down and understanding what's going on for the other person. So that's it, really. The Alpha course, they do them all over the place. They're absolutely free, and it's an opportunity to find out a little bit more. So if you're feeling like your life needs guidance, and you may have balked at God and Jesus and the thought of all those freaks banging tambourines, go along. You will be pleasantly surprised. It's very open. There is no judgment, and it could literally change your life. For I now feel I'm on a much better course. So I heartily recommend it. The Alpha course. Thank you for watching.